Rated M for mature.
After 4 installments, the Sniper Elite franchise had set a pretty high bar for itself, with each new game so far further refining an already winning gameplay formula, taking players to new locales, and offering new ways to exercise their creativity. A couple of questions entered our minds. Where do we go next? And what does the next evolution of Sniper Elite look like? In 2022, our answer to those questions was released as Sniper Elite 5. This year marks the 3rd anniversary of the action-packed 5th chapter of the Sniper Elite franchise. To celebrate that milestone, we'd like to take a look back at all of the incredible features it added, and highlight some of the Elite experiences shared within the community in the latest installment of our Sniper Elite Anniversary series. Whether you're a new fan or someone who's been with us since the beginning, join us now as we dive into Sniper Elite 5, the game that raised the stakes.
Show me what you can do.
Before we get into everything that makes Sniper Elite 5 awesome, we want to take a moment here to highlight the awesome members of the Sniper Elite community. With Sniper Elite 5, we wanted to push the community in new ways. Since launch, the reaction has been outstanding. Players have done a great job of not just showing what the game is all about, but also showing that this community is as warm and welcoming a place as anywhere else on the internet. It warms our heart to see veteran players extend helping hands to new recruits, and the insane creativity on display in your long shot clips inspired us to create an entire series to highlight them. We are beyond grateful that there are so many people out there who are still engaging with a game we made so many years after its release. We are honored to continue to foster such a receptive, helpful, creative community. Seriously, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. Sniper Elite 5 launched in May 2022 for PC, PS4 and Xbox One. However, it also dropped on the latest console hardware on the market, the PS5 and Xbox Series consoles. If you've been keeping up with the Sniper Elite Revisited videos, then you know that this series always brings its A-game to a new generation of video game consoles. Sniper Elite 5 continued this trend. In Sniper Elite 5, Agent Karl Fairburne finds himself teaming up with a battalion of Army Rangers ahead of Operation Overlord, what we know today as D-Day or the Invasion of Normandy. Arriving in 1944 France, Karl's orders have him unraveling a new Nazi plot that threatens the success of the impending Allied invasion, Project Kraken. Before long, the megalomaniac behind Project Kraken, Abelard Moeller, finds himself in Karl's sights. With the end of the war within reach and a major Allied gambit on the line, Karl and the soldiers by his side take on a mission that could finally free the world of the Third Reich, or doom it to a future ruled by an iron fist. Sniper Elite 5's campaign plays out over 9 pulse-pounding levels that leverage all of the advancements in level design, traversal, and player freedom made throughout the series. We even implemented advanced photogrammetry in designing these levels, traveling to real-world locations and capturing environmental data that allowed us to create some really impressive maps. Levels like Spy Academy have been highlighted by the community as all-time highs for the entire series, for its sheer size and dynamic gameplay opportunities. Players have come to expect plenty of post-launch support for a Sniper Elite game. And we upped the ante on this one by raising the number of DLC missions to 5. 4 extra campaign missions and a standalone Target Führer mission called Wolf Mountain. Wolf Mountain continued the series' tradition of giving players the freedom to eliminate Hitler in all kinds of creative ways. But we increased and expanded the number of lethal options throughout the mission. We also increased the insanity. A bowling pin through the brain? Sure, why not? Like Sniper Elite 4 before it, Sniper Elite 5 is slated to make its way to iPhone, iPad, and Mac in 2026. Players will now be able to take the action on the go and continue the mission at home at their discretion. We're excited to offer another way to experience Sniper Elite 5, and we're doing everything we can to make sure that experience is every bit as effective as it was in 2022. Now, until you can get your hands on that, let's take a look at Sniper Elite 5's gameplay. As the first Sniper Elite title on 9th generation consoles, we knew we had to bring something special to the table with Sniper Elite 5, something that would give players new ways to engage and show off their skills. We landed on an idea to help us accomplish this early in development. What if we could bring the tension, unpredictability, and excitement of Sniper Elite's competitive online sniper duels into the single-player campaign? After some iteration and more than a few rowdy test matches at the Rebellion offices, we knew we had the something special this game needed. What we came up with was a brand new game mode that boils down everything we love about Sniper Sniper Elite into a single, intense experience: Axis Invasion. In Axis Invasion, an allied sniper working their way through the Sniper Elite 5 campaign can have their game invaded by another live player, posing as an elite sniper Jaeger at any time, raising the stakes by having an unseen opponent lurking somewhere on the map with a single objective: hunt down the allied sniper. While the allied sniper continues their mission and moves from one objective to the next, the sniper Jaeger tracks them around the map, using the Axis soldiers in the area as spies to help them triangulate their position. Every shot fired and every alarm triggered brings these opponents closer and closer to a pulse-pounding showdown where only one can come out alive. Needless to say, we're pretty proud of how this new mode turned out. We created Axis Invasion to be the perfect encapsulation of the kind of tension and adversity Karl faces when the odds are stacked against him on every mission, and the community response to the new cat-and-mouse style matches have been exciting to see. Of course, we didn't just stop at Axis Invasion. Work on Sniper Elite 5 included plenty of upgrades to systems, gameplay mechanics, and even our own design process as well. We already talked about the foray into advanced photogrammetry we made, using real locations to give Sniper Elite 5's locations a realism and texture you can only get by stepping outside. Between all of the data collected in that process and the horsepower of the PS5 and Xbox Series, we had the freedom to create some impressive visuals for our sprawling maps. In those more dynamic environments, we also introduced two new modes of traversal: zip lines and slope sliding. With these, Karl can navigate areas faster than ever before and get out of trouble just as quickly when necessary. Every professional has a set of tools, and the tools of a Sniper Elite are their weapons. To that end, we created a deeper weapon customization feature that allowed players to unlock and equip weapon parts so they can fine-tune their tools of choice. We thought the veteran players across the community might appreciate this feature, but we couldn't have guessed how crazy you would go with it. Bravo! Knowing you might be spending more time with customized weapons aside from your rifles this go-round, we further enhanced the X-ray kill cam to work with your fancy new SMGs and pistols. Now, let's see what critics had to say about Sniper Elite 5 on launch. Fans and critics had a lot to say about Sniper Elite 5. In the Games Radar review, reviewer Joe Donnelly said, "Sniper Elite 5 is the best it's ever been, with a new game mode that'll blow your mind." Over at Eurogamer, Rick Lane's review says, "Like a fleet of allied landing craft storming the beaches of Normandy, Sniper Elite 5 has blown me away. I spent most of my weekend with it in a state of delighted befuddlement, constantly muttering, 'Isn't this brilliant?' as it delivered yet another incredibly designed level to creep around while turning Nazi skulls into cornflakes." With Sniper Elite 5, we were able to prove that the series has just as much life in it now as it did 20 years ago when we first stepped into the combat boots of Karl Fairburne. We had a blast building this game for you, and we get to relive that joy every time we see an incredible longshot clip or a particularly insane Axis Invasion match. The engagement and enthusiasm of the Sniper Elite community really fuels us to keep making these games bigger and better every time. So we want to thank all of you again for your continued support. There's still more to celebrate, and we have more Sniper Elite anniversary content on the way. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of it. Rebellion is celebrating 20 years of Sniper Elite with a brand new product range. Visit the Rebellion shop to discover official 20th anniversary t-shirts, mugs, and other goodies.